The following podcast is brought to you by Pro Wrestling Connect, Australia's newest choice for event management and brand development specializing in pro wrestling.
And now, the B Plus Wrestling Podcast. Watch global. Support local. It's the B Plus Wrestling Podcast.
The move. B plus.
Check it out! Here we go! You wanna mess with us? Cause we're slamming on the ground, slamming on the ground. You wanna mess with us? Cause we're slamming.
Bloody Larry, I'm back. You're back too.
I'm back, yes, from outer space.
Yeah. And
This is the first time recording in 2 weeks.
it is first time recording 2 weeks, and we were promptly welcomed back to the house to record tonight, and then we were promptly relegated to my car again, which is cool.
Yeah, F45 is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's very loud.
Although, big news is we are getting a new house.
A new brand spanking new house.
Yeah, so
First to learn that information today.
I will kill you. Yeah, we're getting a new house. We don't know exactly when we're going to be moving into it, but potentially August-ish, we will be making transition over to new house. So the next house show, which I believe is August 10th,
Full house
will be in the new house.
in the new house. So that's what we're aiming for. So for those who've loved the house show, so you're part of history. And those who have missed the house show, that house is no longer going to be there, but it's going to be in a brand new spanking. I don't know if it's technically bigger, but I think it's going to have a better layout.
It's smaller, but it's going to be more convenient. It's going to be better for us day to day. We're going to have to get a bit creative when it comes to the house shows in terms of how to fit people in. Just looking at it, we look like we're pretty much going to be able to get the same amount of seats, but you guys will see it when you come. Come along, have a look at it. It's gonna be really cool. There's more offices and stuff like that, so there's more rooms for us to do things. Our gym and everything's because a lot of you guys actually don't see. We have a full gym set up, and every time we have a house show, we have to move all the equipment out the back. Every single piece of equipment we have, and it is a lot. It is a full gym setup, but we have to move it every time there's a house show. This way, we're looking at it, we shouldn't actually have to move them. We should just be able to cover them up, which is going to be very handy.
I can imagine. I don't really do a lot of the heavy lifting. I'm just an audio wizard. But I can see you guys do a lot of work. I mean, even before we got on air here, you were talking about being out till like 1:30 in the morning after a show.
Yeah, well, there was
a lot of work.
Yeah, we helped out with a different company on the weekend, and 11:30 at night driving home. It's hey, come to the house and help out. We got some things to do, and because it never stops here. It's good though, but don't get me wrong, I am not complaining about whatsoever. You learn so much new stuff. Like, so many guys come in and they don't know how to use a power tool, they don't know how to use a drill or anything, and then all of a sudden you're building dumbbell racks, you're building staircases for whatever reason, you're building plinths so your heavyweight champion can be carried into the ring. Like, you're doing so much, and you're learning a heap of translatable skills and things like that. So it's a lot of fun.
You're making a very good advertisement to come out to the tryouts next time.
This was completely unintended. This is all.
Yeah,
this is all ad-libbing off the cuff.
This show is kind of this week's episode is pretty chill. It's just gonna be kind of bantery. We're gonna be previewing this epic show this weekend in Gosford, Central Coast Leagues Club.
Yeah, well, I think we're
Saturday night.
I think we're a little bit chill at the moment. So I've actually been moving my actual house this weekend, so I'm a little bit exhausted. And
I had some friends up from Melbourne this weekend. We went whale watching, dolphin watching, bottom of the glass of beer watching.
Yeah.
A lot of watching.
So Bloody Larry's still hungover.
Yeah.
I'm exhausted, but I'm just trying to get that rest in, because this weekend is going to be huge, like for us as well, like as the commentary team. Got a few engagements, but the big one.
It's so big, I bought a tie.
All right, getting trendy on me. Yeah. What am I going to do then? What am I going to do?
Actually, I was keeping them with you in your Hawaiian shirts.
Ooh, I've got to get new Hawaiian shirts. But yeah, back to the big news.
Yeah, back to
this weekend, July 6th at club, Central Coast.
I think it's the Central Coast
Central
Leagues
Coast
Club.
Leagues Club.
Yep.
Yeah, it's that big. But yeah, Central Coast Leagues Club. We are running. We are for the first time live on OVO, which means we can't swear on air because no one's there to bleep it for us or cut it out. But yeah, it's going to be huge. We're going to be live to potentially 70,000 people. Live
on OVO. And it's a big deal for us. And this has been a short project for Cameron and me. Just started the year we started doing this. But it's a huge, I think it's an honor to be included in this boom of Australian wrestling.
It's only been a couple of months, really, that we've been doing this
As a team, yeah.
Yeah. It's only a couple of months for myself personally, having done it. The first one was sort of like a random at the start of the week. Hey, do you want to do
Commentary.
you want to do commentary on this show this weekend? I'm like, okay, righto. And then doing Newy now. It's fantastic. It's been a bit of a ride.
Yeah, it's been a big ride, and we're very excited about that. I had a guy message me from Adelaide. I never even met him. Said, I'm a huge wrestling fan. I'm very excited. You're going to be in OVO.
So the majority of our posts in relevance to shows coming up will have the OVO link on there.
Right. So yeah, that's a good piece of information. Go to the OVO link and just ask for your credit card, and you put it in. Just watch some kick-ass wrestling. You know?
Well, yeah, it's so not only is it Newy Pro, it also has PWA as well. So get a chance to check out PWA if you haven't already done so before. They're our sister company running in Sydney.
Our minor league, as I call it.
Small timers. Yeah, so if you don't get a chance to catch our guys here, you can see them again at PWA doing their stuff there, and it's a good chance to see them at Max Watts, which is a fantastic venue. Keep in mind, if anybody has any ideas for any good venues in Newcastle, we are trying to keep an eye out. So things like, Newcastle's Max Watts. We want Newcastle's Max Watts.
Basically, I'm going to say this, I'll also be a little bit behind the scenes here. What we need, what makes a wrestling show go off is the seats to be elevated,
Yeah.
So in Charlestown, we love Club Charlestown. It's our home ground, but it'd be great if we get the seats to go up. Just the second section, third section to go up.
Exactly. And as well, the sound and everything like that. Keep in mind, we need a high roof. So if you want to see Matt Diamond doing 450s and 780s and 102,000 threes or something.
Or if you just want to see Matt Diamond.
If you just want to see Matt Diamond, then do it.
Yeah, but the interest is there. I was on a ferry this weekend, and I met the guy who managed the Singleton Social Club, the social, and he was very keen to get Newy Pro to come in to Singleton. So the interest is there.
The interest is there. We were actually just checking out that venue before we came out here. Unfortunately, they only seat 117 people.
Yeah, I think the crowd would have been small, but it would have been packed. They would have sold.
Yeah, 100% we would have sold out, but it would have been very cramped. I mean, who knows? We might do some regional shows again. We do every now and then. We have in the past done Cessnock and things like that. We were at Maitland for quite a while.
We're going to be at the Uni coming up in August. That's
exciting. August 23rd, Bar on the Hill.
I'm very excited about that.
Huge.
I think if the crowd gets behind that, we market it that well, we could see a real explosion in our audience.
Well, yeah, exactly, and that's the thing. It's going to be an interest into a different type of show from us. So it's not going to run with our regular scheduled programming. It's going to be completely different. It's going to be a little more character driven. The guys we're going to have the more crazy sort of guys on there. It's drinking wrestling.
Oh, good.
It's drinking wrestling. Imagine if you guys know what Lucha Libre is, think of that. It's going to be essentially Newy Pro's take on Lucha Libre, which is basically what the essence of it is. It's going to be rowdy, which is the big idea behind it. So who knows how it'll go. We got high hopes. We think it'll go very well. This has been sort of a thing that's been thrown up in the air for a long, long time. I'm talking years.
I'm very excited. I'm very excited to be part of it, to be honest. I think it could be a changer for the Newy Pro.
Well, and that's the thing. Again, it's not going to be our regular program. So it's going to be a chance to see different guys. It's going to be a chance to see our normal guys doing different things. It's going to be a little off the wall.
It's going to be so much fun.
Yeah, exactly.
And what's also going to be so much fun, our first OVO show, going back to Gosford, the site of my first ever Newy Pro show was at the Gosford.
Oh, really?
Club. Yep. So I'm very excited. It's a huge card. I mean, you don't have to say that every episode now. I mean, we should just everybody knows Newy Pro brings it.
The guys and girls that are on there, phenomenal. So we don't know the order. So this is no particular order. I'm going to be kicking off like Jimmy Townsend, one of the prefects versus Adam Hoffman. So Four Nations versus the prefects, schoolboy versus the veteran.
That's going to be awesome. And, I think we spoke to Jimmy, just you and me, a couple weeks ago, and I think we're all just so excited to see his progress. He's becoming just such a kick-ass wrestler, and it's amazing to watch,
Yeah, I saw him again on the weekend, actually, performing at IWA, and he did really well. He's standing out very well as a singles competitor. So not putting anything on Billy Preston at all. It's just that he's had personal commitments which have taken him away from wrestling. But you often see it sometimes where tag teams get split up and them running on their own. They find it very, very hard. They sort of flounder a bit. But Jimmy Townsend has sort of found his groove, and he's able to go as a singles competitor. And it's going to be interesting, him going against Adam Hoffman, who, again, part of the Four Nations, another group thing, but stands well on his own. Very well, well enough that he's a former middleweight champion. So.
And, Jimmy Townsend, he's making that shirt of his true, because lately nobody's been kicking out of that schoolboy.
I've never seen anybody kick out of his schoolboy.
I know it's been at different promotions, but he's taking out Sam Osborne, Kai Drake. just owning it, really owning the show.
It's one of those things that it reminds me of this adage when. So basically, with jiu-jitsu, we talk to our coaches and things like that, and we get visiting, like UFC Hall of Famers like Royce Gracie and stuff like that. Anyway, you ask them at a seminar, say, how can you get out of this move? How can you get out of this move? And their one answer, which is I can imagine is the only answer for kicking out of Jimmy Townsend's schoolboy, is don't get caught.
Ooh, I like
Just
that.
don't. Not once you're in it, you're done.
Yeah, and
That's it.
And Jimmy Townsend's great at the rope-a-dope, where they got the other competitor thinking they're so far ahead, and then boom,
Yep.
it's over.
Out of nowhere, pulls out the schoolboy.
I love it.
Then after that, we have Shane Sheffield Sinclair. So $. We don't know how much if Big Fudge is going to be with him. Because Big Fudge is in action later on that night, but he's taking on Dazza, the boy from Dunedoo, versus the giant Shane Sheffield Sinclair.
I think it's a good matchup. It's a very David and Goliath matchup. It's a very
much so.
It's a very inner city accountant versus Cornhusker.
Well, exactly. We actually saw, I saw Dazza in action this past weekend at Budgewee, IWA, same sort of card, the same card that Jimmy was on. And again, it was a city versus country, and he's definitely showing that he can do these city versus country matches. So, the big boys. Well, actually, that's kind of saying big boys. It's an interesting thing because Dazza has now moved down to the middleweight division.
I think that was just a rational self-interest decision after that last match with Matt Rogers at the last Charlestown show.
Well, we commented on it a couple of shows ago about how he's looking trim and he's looking fit and he's starting to get a bit shredded like a corn husker.
I like it. I like it.
But yeah, he's trimming down. So he's made the move back to moved down to the middleweight division. Judging by his frame and everything and his size, I think it's a good move for him. He's going to go from a small heavyweight to a big middleweight. I think it's a very, very smart move on his behalf. Then going on to related to Shane Sheffield Sinclair, so Big Fudge and Concrete Davidson, the Central Coast native, taking on Headhunter Rig and Gosford's own Tyson Reed.
I can't wait.
Fresh from Gosford Station, Tyson Reed.
Home ground. Home
The
advantage.
the home ground, more home ground for Tyson Reed. So
The rumor was he challenged Fudge and Conco on the actual train tracks, is what I heard.
Oh yeah, as they were stepping off the train, he's oi, let's have a fight, you dog. Bumming their lighters and stuff like that. So, this is going to be phenomenal. I know Tyson's been gunning for this match or a match like this for quite a while. So
I think Fudge and him, if I remember correctly, Fudge was the one who blew his cigarette out at a previous trial.
Yeah.
Show. So, I know. I don't know a lot about street rats or train ferals, whatever you call them down here, but I know that you don't mess with their durries.
Yeah, he sprayed it with water.
Yep.
Spread his dough with water. So that's set up a bit here. So this is going to be a phenomenal one. So Conco on the Fudge versus Tyson Reed and Headhunter Rig. Again, a big match.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
This month we are sponsored by Grapple, a fantastic new wrestling app available on iOS and Google Play completely for free, where you can rate all the matches that you watch in WWE, Impact Wrestling, New Japan Pro Wrestling, all across the world, and we are even getting Australian wrestling involved in the Grapple app rating system as well, starting with PWA Pro Wrestling Australia. Their Green Label event from the other week is up there. The Black Label event, All Eyes on Troy, is up there. And the last 2 years of events, at least, are up on Grapple right now for you to rate so that people can get around our Aussie wrestling and see that we are just as good as anywhere else in the world. Basically, Grapple is a Rotten Tomatoes for wrestling. Now we all get a say. It is the democratization of match rating systems for pro wrestling. It's amazing. So I get a say, you get a say. You can follow me on there at Greg Unchained. You can follow Big Boy Mikey at B+_Big Boy, at Mr. Mysterious is on there, at Danders is on there, at Jay is on there. We're all on there rating the matches that we watch. So follow us, we'll follow you back. Let's build this community and get as many Australian wrestling fans onto the Grapple app as we can. You can download it right now. It has over 30,000 matches on there going back to 1985, 15 promotions around the world. There's so much to do on the Grapple app. It's a great little community, so get around it. It's Grapple, GRAPPL.co, and it's for free on App Store and Google Play. Get around it. Hey everyone, just want to take a second to tell you about one of our new sponsors, Outbreak Nutrition. Outbreak Nutrition are creating supplements for survival, sharper minds, quicker reflexes, all the energy you need to take your performance to the next level, whether that be on the field, in the gym, on the gaming field. That's right, they have specifically designed gaming supplements as well to help you focus on those late night sessions. They even sell coffee, you guys, at Outbreak Nutrition. You can get coffee pods, you can get coffee beans, you can get supplements for the bedroom as well if you want to enhance your performance there. These are performance enhancing supplements for every aspect of your life, specifically designed by gamers, for gamers, to stay fit and healthy in the gym, to stay sharp and focused on the game, and to dominate in all areas of life. So check out OUTBREAKNutrition.com, and for being a listener of our podcast, they will give you 10% off your order when you enter the code B+. That is BPLUS at checkout. So make sure, if you want to stay on top of your game, if you want to take your performance to the next level, OUTBREAKNutrition.com, enter the code B+ at checkout. Hey guys, just a reminder, if you want to hear all of these wonderful B+ podcast episodes completely ad-free, make sure you head over to Patreon or Podbean, where we are the featured podcast this week. You can subscribe for as little as $1 a month up to $10 a month, where anything you want to help us with, it really helps out. It's going to help us grow the site. It's going to help us redesign some things, and everything that we get through this and through the advertising as well is all going straight back into the podcast so that we can get Aussie Graps out there for the rest of the world to hear about, for the rest of the world to see, so we can grow this mission of watch global, support local, and build indie wrestling. So if you want to be a part of that and get some really cool rewards like call-in shows, bonus episodes, ad-free like I mentioned, then head over to patreon.com/theb+ and subscribe today.
Then we move on to the heavyweight champion, Matt Rogers, taking on Witness the Fitness, Parker Thomas.
Is this going to be another one of Matt Rogers' tour of evilldom like we saw at the Hoos last time?
This has got an X factor in it because Parker Thomas has aligned himself with Massive Q.
Right.
Will Massive Q come out to defend, throw his weight around and help him against Matt Rogers? So we know Matt Rogers is an absolute beast, but will he be able to contend with not only Parker Thomas, but Massive Q? I mean, it's potential. We don't even know if he's going to be there, but
Matt Rogers has just been beating people lately, and it would be interesting to see him up against somebody's of that stature, basically.
Beating is putting it kindly. You saw what he did to Jess Troy at the Who show, and what he did to Bucky after it as well. He attacked the announcer, Bucky.
And I've never seen a ring announcer attacked at an Australian wrestling show, and also. The Who show, the crowd was rowdy as all it can be, and it got rowdy again. But there was definitely it was intermission time when all.
Well, yeah, when he hit him with that pump handle slam, everyone just kind of went quiet. It was like, what? Do we just witness a murder? Yeah, it was brutal. But yeah, so Matt Rogers and PT. Then we go on to the velocities. So Jude the Dude London and Matt Diamond versus the Babes. So Ashton Munro and Harley Wonderland.
Fantastic.
Now this is going to be a phenomenal match. I mean, Jude the Dude London and Matt Diamond. You can never ever have a bad match with those guys. And then you have the newcomer Ashton Munro, who's, if you've seen the 2 matches he's had so far in Newcastle.
At the Hoos. This is kind of a debut. I mean, a big
debut
debut
his
for him.
Big show debut. So he's had 2 matches so far, and he's pretty impressive. I mean, he's already putting up some high flying things. Flying head scissors, moonsaults, stuff like that. So another aerial acrobat going up against the velocities. And then Harley Wonderland, who herself was pulling out lucha wondies here and there, second rope dives and stuff like that. And she's normally the powerhouse, and then she's launching herself off the ropes at people. So this is going to be an interesting.
That could be a really good advantage for the Babes, because I think Ashton Monroe will be able to fly. He's a high flyer.
Yeah.
We know what the velocities. Well, the velocities. We know what they're going to bring, and they also don't know what they're going to bring. They're so crazy.
Exactly.
But the strength of Harley Wonderland could be what determines it, or play a huge role in it.
Well, she sent me a Snapchat the other day, actually yesterday, of her in the gym, and what she was lifting was, I'm like, that's all of the velocities twice.
She was just basically bench pressing Paris to see juggling him and.
Well, yeah, she was leg pressing all the velocities twice over, so all of them, all 3 of them, doubled. She was leg pressing that. So Steph DeLander coming back,
fresh off a massive tryout.
Yeah, massive tryout. WWE UK. WWE NXT UK. A fresh off the tryout for that. But she's been back. She's performed in the country. She's won some titles, and she's coming to make a statement on a, again, another hometown competitor, Steph DeLander, and she's taking on Tali, who's stepping back up again. So she's starting to make a presence known in Newcastle. So we're going to see how they go, establish themselves. I think this will be sort of setting up who's going to be the next contender for Harley Wonderland's women's title. Which probably should have mentioned that. Harley Wonderland not only is the powerhouse of that match, she's going to be, well, she is the Newcastle Pro Wrestling Women's Champion. And then we move on to what we're fairly certain will be the main event. Actually, no, we know this for sure. It is the main event. So Carter Deems, the world's finest, Carter Deems, member of the Babes, versus the commander of the Red Nation, Jack J. Bonza.
That's going to be lit.
Yeah, I remember when Carter Deems found out he had this match, he was just sitting around and training. He was just chilling out in the office, and then he gets this message. It's like, you got a match against Jack Bonza.
And he dropped his...
He just got up straight away. He's like, well, I'm going to go for a run. I need to get fit.
Gonna put down these chicken tenders and...
Yeah, well, straight away he was like, I need to do a lot of cardio. I need to do a lot of strength work just to get ready for this match. And Carter Deems is a fit guy. He's very fit. He's deceptively strong. He is in good shape, and he was like, I need to be in better shape, which, it shows you what the challenge is that he's up against in Jack Bonza.
Well, I watched, I didn't go last night to the Southern Showdown NJPW, but I saw the highlight of Bonza doing the Tombstone pile driver on Moretti. And if I was Carter right now, I wouldn't be sleeping at night after watching that.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be phenomenal.
I do have a question for you. I've never, been in the ring, obviously. See, if I were somebody said you have to fight Bonza tomorrow, the first thing I would do would be just to lift a bunch of weights, just in hopes of handling like his massive chops. What would be your strategy when you're up against a guy like Bonza, such a good technical wrestler and just so strong?
How would I beat him?
Or how would you focus your training? What would your angle be? I guess
probably run him over before he gets into the venue.
Okay, yeah. I was thinking more of going back and visiting the States and maybe staying there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I would probably hit and run.
Yeah, fair enough. That's one way.
Yeah.
Totally fair.
Yeah.
I think Moretti right now is wishing he had thought of that.
Maybe he did. Maybe he tried. Maybe he actually did get him and it just didn't faze him.
Yeah, that's another thing. You'd have to be a pretty big car.
hits the car comes off second best.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, so, yeah, Carter Deems well within his rights to be... I don't say he wasn't scared. That's the thing. He was not scared about it. We saw him against Matt Rogers. The beating he took at the hands of Matt Rogers, he never stopped. He never quit. Harley Wonderland had to throw in the towel for him. He was a bloody mess, but he wanted to keep going. So not once did he go, I'm shitting myself, and was worried about his match. He's like, I've got to train harder. And that's just the mentality that Carter Deems has. I don't think people realize that he is constantly, he's seeing these challenges and constantly like, I need to get better. I need to do this. I need to do that. He knows. So I can guarantee he's going to be one of these guys who he's going to reach the top level and then still be like, I can do this better. I can do this better. I'm going to keep training and keep training and keep training.
This sounds kind of sappy, but every time I'm at a show, there's like this weird appreciation, or not weird, it's appreciation that I have for Carter, almost uniquely because I see how much hard work he puts in.
Yep.
And it's almost like a parent. I'm not a parent, but I'd imagine when you see your kid put a lot of effort in and then they accomplish something. I mean, he's not my kid, but I feel like just watching this person work so hard, and it's just...
You see his parents actually at nearly every show.
Yeah.
And they are 100% proud of him. They have every right to be. They are there watching their son. He puts in so much work here at the Hoos. He's done so much effort and helps out a lot of people. And that's the thing. There's a lot of our guys that do it as well. Like it would surprise you who behind the scenes puts in so much hard work.
I wish fans could understand how much hard work goes into making this show happen. It's unbelievable.
Well, exactly. And it's not just the hard work, the training to get on the shows. It's the setting up of everything. Like it's, we're constantly, as 11:30 at night on a Saturday night, tinkering away, doing stuff, fixing trailers and doing all that sort of stuff. There's always something to be done. And then as well, like the admin of trying to run a business as well is phenomenal. So, Budgie, Adam Hoffman's partner, she does so much for this company. You'll see her when you come into the show. Every show, she's at the front there, and she's not just there selling tickets or anything like that. She puts in so much work, doing so much to help us out, and then
she's a secret person, a secret ingredient as to why the sausages are good at the Hoos. She makes sure they're cooked perfectly. She really does, and I'm not saying that that talks about she makes sure the sausages are cooked perfectly while doing all this other work around. She walks by and goes, "Hey, flip those over." That's just how in control she's working.
Yeah, it's and she has this commanding presence to her as well. A lot of people sort of didn't really know because she's not here all the time. But then as soon as she talks, everyone's like, "Yep, okay, yep,
right,
I'll do that." But yeah, she makes sure everybody's okay as well, and just so there's so much work that goes on behind, and she's a big part of that. There's so much work that happens at the Hoos that people don't know about. Like guys like Tyson Reed, as much as he is a bum and a bludger, he puts in so much hard work behind the scenes. He's here almost every night.
Shoplifting ain't easy, bro.
Exactly. And he passes on. He spends a lot of time working with our newer guys that are coming here, people who've come to the tryouts and made it through. They're there, and Tyson Reed is putting in so much effort trying to make sure these guys are getting better. And you see some of the guys that he's been working with, and you don't want to tell anybody, but he kind of has a soft side. But no, he's his work as well on himself. So a lot of people don't know. He had a full ACL injury. The way he's come back from that. So when he actually did his ACL, he was a little lost, didn't know really what to do, and then just all of a sudden dedicated himself to doing it. And the shape that he's got himself in is phenomenal. The work ethic, everything is just crisp and clean. Just watch him train, and and it's reaping the rewards. You hear every time he comes out, the crowd go ballistic for him. The crowd love him. He's a great guy. And then I cannot wait to see him.
I can't wait
in his hometown. His
character just pops every time.
Well, exactly. It's not a character; it's a life for him. It is 100%. But yeah, to see what he's going to be like when he gets out there. So we saw him on the weekend. He performs at Budgie as well, which is, kind of near where he's from. But there was a lot of people there to see him, and so looking forward to this one to actually see the huge reaction that he's going to get. It's going to
It's
be.
gonna be awesome.
Well,
So-
you hear it at the Hoos. Like, you hear him come out. You hear him in other people's matches. They're chanting for Tyson Reed. It's just, this guy he's got a big future ahead of him.
It's going to be awesome. As always, there's been a lot of wrestling throughout the month of June. We know we had the New Japan, we had World Series Wrestling, we had multiple Newy shows. It doesn't stop, and don't sleep on it. I think Gosford's going to be huge. The 13th at Club Charlestown's going to be huge. The Hoos, the new full Hoos, August 10th is going to be huge with the Rumble
Yeah.
next week in August. So go to Newcastle prowrestling.com.au, the Facebook page, check out OVO. Get involved, be part of it. Come be a part of this amazing community. It is an amazing community. We have a lot of fun. I'm actually, it's right now we're recording. It's Monday night. It's dark. It's cold, but I'm already excited for Saturday. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome.
Definitely, it's going to be phenomenal. Looking forward to it.
Do we hit all the boxes on this one?
I think we did. We don't have an interview this week.
We don't have one yet. We might pull something up, or we definitely have a few lined up for next week.
The one we have one lined up for this weekend, and
It's
it's
gonna
going to
be
be
good.
it's going to be a big one. Not going to be everyone's favorite superstar, but he's going to be a very interesting one. So we pulled back the curtain a little bit today when we're talking. Expect a bit more with the next one. So we're going to go in depth.
It's gonna be great. But this has been a good chance to banter.
Yeah.
I do have another guy I'm hoping to get to, but he doesn't. I don't think he's wrestled at Newy Pro yet, so we'll have to talk about that. But it could be good. I do want to reach out. Hopefully, at some point, we'll get some people from Darwin. I just want to have that relationship, Newy Pro and Darwin. But I know how that rolls. We'll see.
Yeah, Darwin's starting the first federation,
Yeah,
which
this
is
month would
is
be-
it July 20th?
20th, July
Yeah,
20th.
but I remember you telling me about that. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see because I think it's a former EPW guy, I believe, that has went and set up a training school, and man, he spent a long time training them. So this happened about at least a year ago. They established themselves. So these guys have been training for a year, getting ready for what's coming up in a couple of weeks. And that's the thing; it gives this testament of how much hard work you have to put in to pro wrestling to actually get into it. So
I've contacted the promoter up there a few times, and I've definitely got messages like, maybe if I have a spare 10 minutes, we can, it's like, because he's so busy. So,
yeah, as I said, again, there's so much that goes into it. There's also don't let that deter you from trying to join up as well, because you will be busy, but many hands make light work.
Exactly.
And then it's a family. It's a thing like, I pretty much just see my wrestling family all the time.
Yeah.
Like it's what we do, and like so much of my social circle now has been established through wrestling. Like I've met people through like might not actually be wrestlers or whatever, but they're friends, friends of wrestlers and stuff like that. And we all just become this big group and circle, and it's just been it's been a wild ride.
It's been awesome, and hopefully we'll see a lot of familiar faces this Saturday, and I hope to see all those familiar faces and a whole lot of new faces. And check it out. Get involved. You won't regret it.
Get keen.
Get keen. We'll see you on Saturday, and we'll be back next week with another episode. I have been Bloody Larry.
I have been Cam, and I currently still am Cam.
Oh, good. That's good.
Yeah.
And you've been wonderful, audience. Thank you.
Thank you.